Hello there. I watched over my video that I put up in the middle of the night, and then I kind of took it off and then I put it on again. Well, I kind of made it unlisted and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I look a bit mad and I feel a bit fucking mad at the moment. It's just some personal issues and stuff, but I don't know, I want to say that I started, as a bit of a rant at the end about the system. The system, yeah, the systems are evil, but it is always about individuals as well. It's always about their individual responsibility and what they do and what they don't do, what they allow to happen in their name, what they use their bodies and their mouths and what letters they write, what documents they create, actions they take, actions they don't take. It's about all those things, isn't it? It's a cop out to say, oh, it's the system, to turn it into something abstract all the time. It's always embodied. Every member of that hummingbird piece of shit, bollocks, crap, money sucking embodiment of a lie, every element of it, every person involved in it is responsible, partly responsible for the lie of the totality of it. It can't get turned into mush like it's all, oh, it's a system, it's a system. Oh, no, it wasn't us, it was the system. No, it's you. No, it's you. It's you, whoever that detective was that, I mean, do you remember that hummingbird video? The cringe factor, I mean, in a dark cringe factor. Do you remember that hummingbird video where you got that person who's meant to be this, and she's kind of like grinning and laughing and like it's all a joke, and she's there on a camera. Oh, look at me, I'm famous now. I'm famous now because they're interviewing me about, we're doing this video, we're doing a documentary. Everyone's gonna think we're geniuses now. The person that happened to be tasked with, what is it, the forensic, the kind of looking at the diaries and the communications, some weird title to her, weird job title, meant to sound grand and important. And it was a complete fucking idiot. It was a complete fucking idiot sitting there. As is Evans. As is Evans. I know some people say, well, he was impressive on the stand. He's impressive. He's confident. He's confident. I'm sorry. Okay, that's fine if that's how you thought of him. I knew he was a fucking moron the first time I heard him open his mouth. I think a lot of people did. You feel it. You can sense this. There's something's gone really wrong. I don't know if it's the education and the system. Something's gone wrong in which discrimination has been thrown out the window in favour of what? Being educated into stupidity. I was thinking a minute ago, there's no one thicker than the educated, thick person. And they can have PhDs, it doesn't matter. Well, obviously they can. We know that Snowball's knob chops has got a PhD. Snowballs, what's his name? You know, the big, beefy, sweaty, porcine freak show. It's just like endless anger about everything. I know it's not healthy. Well, is it healthy? Maybe in some ways it is healthy, isn't it? You've got to get it out, haven't you? Somehow. Some people go to the gym or whatever, or like punch a bag, but I'm just sitting here, lying here. I bet look. None of this is complicated. It's a bunch of bullying bastards. Set someone up. They know things are going wrong. They've blamed her. She fights back against them. A decent, honourable, good person. Goodness is fighting back against these bullies. The bullies can't have that. They get the police involved. A bunch of thick thugs there. They get on board. They're vainglorious. They want some fame out of this. They push it onto this fucking faceless organisation called the CPS. Or no, you do see someone. We do see someone representing them, don't we, at some point? Some prosecuting, some twit, utter brainless twit, wouldn't know their arse from their elbows, just really. But they're all in very high status jobs, earning lots of money. They all think they're good at what they're doing, and they're shit. They're worse than shit. They're utterly destructive of people's lives on a caprice, on a whim, or based on a complete lack of critical thinking. Yeah, they could tick boxes in the systems that they've got to say, oh, well, we did this bit, we did that bit, therefore we've done a good job. Oh, we can show you. This is how dumb the systems are. They can show you to kind of prove, in inverted commas, in quotes, to prove to you that they've done a good job by saying, well, we did this, we filled out that form, we did this, we applied this test to it, even though the test is written by a fucking nutter, and no one's ever thought about the validity of it, or the truth of it, or the value or the depth of it, or its lack of depth. But we did it. We applied this test. We can tick that box. We can show you, look, aren't we good? Aren't we professional? Aren't we credible? No, you're not. You're crap. You're crap. But what's really missing is that I think, and I keep going back to this lately, they all know they're crap. They all know it's shit. But it doesn't matter to them. They're lying to themselves. They're lying to themselves more than they are lying to other people. They're lying to themselves. What's I going to say about Evans? When Evans split up, I don't need to use the names here, split up the mum and the daughter. The mum was doing everything she could to get help for the daughter, for the pain she was feeling in her stomach. Years before he destroyed Lucy Letby's life. Evans, this scumbag Evans, right? When he did that, he split up her mum and daughter. He falsely accused her, the mum, of having Munchausen's by proxy, because the mum was doing everything she could to try to get help for the daughter. Split them up so they couldn't see each other. Took over the daughter's life, wanted to kind of be totally in control of it in that way. Destroyed the family, split up that family. It, had the daughter taken away at gunpoint from the mother in America. By police. When he achieved all that, and when it later came out that the daughter had this very particular stomach condition that was causing her this chronic pain, and it was totally legitimate for the mum to be seeking help and not accepting what the shit doctors that she'd gone to in Britain had kept saying to her, that she had to go to America to get the truth of it, because those doctors weren't up to it, like Breary and Jayaram and Gibbs weren't up to it, because those arrogant bastards weren't up to it. One of their mates, Evans, said, well, no, she's got Munchausen by proxy, the mum. There's nothing wrong with the daughter, because I can't find anything. There isn't anything. Because I'm shit, that means it doesn't exist, this condition. They find a good doctor. I know, rare as hen's teeth. They find a good doctor. They have to go to America for it, the mum. And then the daughter's taken away by armed police, because Evans has said she's got Munchausen's by proxy. But they've established that this young girl's got a stomach condition, this awful, painful stomach condition. Now Evans, right? When Evans hears later on that there was an actual diagnosis of this stomach condition, and it was all totally legitimate to be not accepting what the crap doctors that the mum originally went to had said, when they said there's no problem there, it's psychological. When Evans finds out that it was a real condition, and he would have found out, absolutely, he would have found that out later. Do you think he ever said to himself, do you think he lay awake at night, or sitting in his beautiful home, which should be absolutely removed from him, along with everything else he owns, Everything. Pauperize that fucker into another universe. Pauperize that fucker. And put him in prison as well. Do you think he lay awake at night and thought, oh my God, what the hell have I done? I've split up a family. I've falsely accused the mother of Munchausen's by proxy. The daughter was really ill. And I've deceived. I've completely fucked up here. What, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've got to have a word with myself. I must never ever do anything like this again. I must never think I'm sure of myself like this again, because obviously I can't trust myself because I don't know what I'm doing. I've caused great harm, and really I've got to repent for the rest of my life for the harm I've caused that family, that mum and that daughter and that relationship and that family. Do you think he thought any of that? No. No, he went and did it a few years later, X number of years later. He did it all way worse even to Lucy Letby. The same type of thing. Making up shit, pulling it out of his rancid ass, making up shit like it's going out of style. And the absolute fuckery that is the justice system just swallowed it all up, and the thick as shit police swallowed it all up, and the CPS morons swallowed it all up, and the media fucktards swallowed it all up, the shit that he pulled out of his ass. A replay later down the line of something he'd done before that he had no conscience about whatsoever. He knew how bad he was and is before he said, this is my kind of case. His kind of case is to destroy people's lives. And he knew that about himself. It was shown. He had a mirror when it became apparent that that young girl had a real stomach condition that the mother was trying to get resolved. He knew it. This isn't a person trying to do their best sincerely. This is a fucking monster. And he accrues and accretes and gets all the monstrousness of the state and their sick, deathly, twisted, useless, lazy, bastard institutions all stick to him like barnacles to then focus on innocent Lucy Letby and destroy her life, destroy innocence, destroy it. So there we are. I maybe should stop making videos. Maybe it's, I'm not giving any benefits of the doubt when it's really in your face what it is. When it's in your face what it is. The thing about evil is that, it really never stops trying to fool you. That last interview that Bundy did with that, I think it was a priest with some, and he goes into that kind of sob story about, he read these dodgy magazines and, which were pretty tame by today's standards when he was young, and he's like, he wants to be a campaigner against these kind of magazines or hard-boiled fiction or sort of things where there's sort of violence in like comics and magazines of the 1950s or whatever. And he's that's him continuing in the same vein, trying to fool you in the same way you'd go about in his Volkswagen Beetle, pretending to have his arm broken and ask a young woman to help him carry his books to the car and then push her in the car and then end up murdering her. Evans in the dark suit, that thing in the dark suit on the all very, yeah. Look at me, I'm to be taken seriously. in my dark suit, and I'm very upright in the chair. I'm here now. I'm. Don't you know I'm a consultant, by the way, even though I'm no longer one anyway. Don't you know that I'm meant to be respected, by the way? You know, it's what Michelle Borden was saying about he comes from a generation when they were treated like gods, and then they become gods. Well, he's not a god. They become devils. They actually are. A devil pretending that they're a god or something like that. Anyway, I just, it's just got to be put right. You can never really put it right because you can never give Lucy Letby those years back, and you can never give her, you can never undo the pain they've caused, the wound, the scars. But what you can do is stop the state kidnap right now. And these bunch of, what are they? I don't know what the fuck they're, what's the CCRC? Come on, I know we keep saying, well, they're going to, I know I said myself last night, well, what are they going to do then? You know, why are they wasting their time? What are they doing? It's not credible. We've been bamboozled and hypnotized into thinking that these organizations are real. They're not real. They're not real. It's layer upon layer upon layer of pretense, as though there's something of any depth in them. They're called commissioners. They fancy titles, fancy names, like they're important people that have got to get it. Got to, oh, you know, we're bringing in the big guns here. We're bringing in really smart people here to look at this. No, the smart people have already spoken. That's the natural authority and the earned or genuine authority of Shu Li and the panel. They've already spoken. You, CCRC, and you corrupt Court of Appeal, you're a bunch of factotums. Now just get it done, get it sorted, and release Lucy Letby. There's no retrial, it's bollocks. Release her now. Get it done. Stop pissing about and pretending to be important and like you fucking know anything. You're fucking useless. Get out of the way and release the innocent person now, you fucking idiots. Bye.